You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherlands calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the credo of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal: the unity and development of a strong, conquering, and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.
So thank you, everyone that is joining us on this exclusive show tonight. Today is Wednesday, the 16th of March, 2022. I know that today is the 16th because Iya Babo Tata has 2 days to go to become, a fully grown responsibility young man. And so he's going to be clocking 18th years old on the 18th of March 2022. So that's why I'm saying it's a beautiful day. And I really don't remember dates and events that much because, like an African, I remember seasons. And so, but this is so very important, particularly the double figure digits that we've been experiencing since this last year, starting from me on 12/12. Then we got to my first fruit, who also was 22 on the 2nd of February, which is second 22 years. And now we're having Iya Babo Tata, my second and last fruit, turning 18 on the 18th of March. I mean, so this double things is a complete kind of a strange signal. And that's why today we have our Queen Mother here from Ghana. She's going to be sharing her incredible story. And it's also a double-digit story. It's a double-digit story because, she's in Ghana and left as a descendant from the Americas. And exactly, it's just not a coincidence, but it fits to our topic on what we've been talking about on the Pan-African Daily for the past 2 years. How do we merge the diaspora with the continent? And the Pan-African Daily happens to have been, the carrier of this message, to be the facilitator, connecting the diaspora to its continent and also the continent to its diaspora. So it's a very interesting conversation today. So I want all of you that are joining to click the like and share button and subscribe if you haven't done yet so, because today we have something that we've been preaching about for the long time. And the continent just sits and oh, diaspora, come back home to your roots. Diaspora, come and invest. Diaspora, we miss you. Diaspora. And you even see some arrogance with people saying, oh yeah, what are you doing there in America? Don't you know your way back home? And our brothers and sisters in the Americas are like, oh yeah, of course we do coming back home. Who do you think we are that we can't come back home? After all spending their their lifetime, never had an idea about the continent, and hearing all these loud voices and people saying, oh no, we're connecting and we want a diaspora home, it's their roots, it's their foundation and everything. And they kind of, a lot of them go through a lot to just give up everything in the slave land. Everything. They just say, I want to go back to Mother Africa. Do you know how much courage it takes for you leaving, being grown up, brought up, despite all the negative narratives, despite all the political injustice and marginalization and whatever that has always been melted and has always been preached about the African? Now, a daughter, a queen mother says, I'm going home. I'm going to Mother Africa. I'm just going back to my roots. I don't want to care. I don't care where I'm going to. But one thing I know is I have to go home. It doesn't matter what it takes. Now I sell my properties. I give up even the rest of my family out there that is saying, please be careful. You cannot just become a crocodile after being a fish in the water for long. And Queen Mother says, no, I don't want to know about anything. I'm going home. Nothing is stopping me. Mother is calling. Mother Africa is calling. I want to go back to my source. I want to feel that presence, that vibration. I want to connect with my brothers and sisters that we've been disengaged for more than centuries and decades. I just want to go back home. And after the year of the return, you know, in Ghana, and I see everybody just parking. What am I doing here? So Queen Mother Francesca Abbey say, I am also going. I don't want to be left behind. I don't want to die out in the slave land. Even though I was brought without my will, but I'm old enough to know what I want. I'm just going home to meet my beautiful family. Now she gets home on the continent. She first of all makes a visit and said, oh, let me just try, test the water. Went there and everything was nice, beautiful. Like tourists, when you go somewhere, everybody smiles at you. You kind of not register what is actually going on. You're just like, oh my God, particularly as a daughter of the soil that has never, touched foot on the ground. She just wants to even not spend that vacation for 3 weeks. She wants to just remain. But because her visa says you have to be here on a tourist visa, now she goes back home, sells everything, give up everything, make birthday parties, and say, you know what? If we don't meet again in this life, we're not going to meet here in the diaspora. We'll meet, in the land of our forefathers. Okay, I'm gone. I'm done here. Finish everything. And she packs her things, give up everything, give up her relations, give up anything that she's known. Now she lands on the continent. Boom, where? Ghana. Because Ghana has been the one holding the flock. Oh, you know what? We're the ones that love the diaspora. After all, they came through the gate of no return. We can show you how you were packed on the ships. It is here. Queen Mother goes home, landed in Ghana, sitting there and like, I'm home. I don't care what happens, but I'm home. Then what happens is what she's going to tell us today. After all that excitement, enthusiasm, I just want to go home. Queen Mother, that's how I know. I don't know what now happens now that you finally decided and say, I'm going home. I want to stay. So today we want to find out, after all this excitement, what happened when you got to the promised land, to Mother Africa. How did she receive you? How did she pamper you? How did she wipe your tears? How did she kiss your feet and just say, daughter, welcome back home? And now you're saying, I never go back to the slave land. Or am I making a mistake? Am I just dreaming and thinking that, oh, I wish this is what it's going to be? Because that's what I want all my daughters to come back and my people in the diaspora. But I wasn't there. I haven't prepared. So, Queen Mother, over to you. How are you doing? What happened?
I'm fine, Dr. Teta. I'm fine. Thank you very much. And how are you, my dear?
I'm so happy to be talking to you, not from outside the continent, but on the continent, because I think you have a lot to teach even me that was raised on the continent, probably, a different person, slightly different from what you know as the present one on the continent. So let us hear from you, my queen. How are you doing? You look so beautiful, so fresh. I think everything is
Oh,
good.
thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, so Actually, I've been wanting to come to Africa since I would say the 1970s when my husband, my first husband, my children's father, um, he brought home our first African drumming percussion album. And I was sitting on the edge of the bed playing my first drum to this album, you know. And we had like a type, sort of like African decor in the house. And we had like some colorful palm trees and colorful lights and everything to add some type of ambiance to the atmosphere. And I would close my eyes. Now, this title that I had chosen to discuss was From Teleportation to Repatriation, my own repatriation story. So I'm going to tell you about the teleportation part. That's what I'm telling you now. And I remember closing my eyes as I'm listening to this percussion music and playing my conga drum and being transported to Africa, to what I believe to have been Africa, enjoying everything that I could see and hear and smell. And the sounds grew nearer to me. It wasn't, sounds weren't coming from me. I could smell incense that wasn't coming from my home. It was like I was transported literally. And I was living in Harlem, New York, in the US at the time. I was transported from Harlem to Africa. And I don't know where in Africa, but I was in Africa. Fast forwarding to present day, well, even before then, this is not my first trip to Africa. I traveled to Ghana in 1988 when I was being installed as a Khan priest. And so that was a 3-week trip. And like you said, Dr. Tata, they're coming as a tourist. Well, I wasn't really here as a tourist. I was here on a mission. I had to collect some items that I needed to complete my installment as a priest. And coming here just for 3 weeks is different from coming here to live. It's much different. So my decision to repatriate, although I'd already been to Ghana, like I said, even back then I dreamed of one day actually living here. My main reason for repatriating from the US to Ghana is to right a wrong, to return my ancestral spirits who dwell within my DNA to their rightful home. And when my time comes to elevate to the ancestral realm, plant my own remains in African soil. That was my main reason for coming here. My decision, I made the decision in September of 2019 to begin the repatriation process. I became fed up with feeling unwelcome and threatened in the US. That's a place where I never felt like I belonged. I occasionally had thoughts about repatriating to Ghana one day, yet I realized as I'm getting older, my one days were becoming very short. So I decided to get off the fence and make the move. The courage, the courage came to me back in 2014 when I finally decided to get out of my comfort zone by, for the first time in my life, taking short trips, cruises, vacations, which included me saving money, planning, booking flights and lodging for the first time. I've never done any of that before, never been anywhere before. Once I realized that I was capable of doing that, taking those baby steps, I realized that I was also capable of planning bigger and traveling farther. Yes, indeed. So the inspiration came to me from watching various YouTube videos from people who had either already repatriated, from the diaspora or who were actively planning to repatriate immediately, and also from indigenous Africans on the continent who all produced some of the videos that resonated with my soul and moved me from thinking to planning to doing. The preparation, ooh, baby, the preparation was lit. Sacrificing, saving money, selling things that I cherished, donating, giving things away, packing things that I thought I was going to bring with me, and getting my tourist visa, finding a naturopathic vaccine alternative for the yellow fever vaccine, purchasing my airline ticket, booking my hotel and ground transportation, and getting those jibby jab tests, COVID tests. The sacrificing and the saving money and the selling my furnishings was painful, but each step brought me closer and closer to where I am today. And although it was painful initially, it needed to be done in order for me to get closer to getting to Ghana. When I say sacrifice, I stopped buying everything. If I didn't absolutely need it to live, breathe, or whatever, I didn't buy it. I cut my eating down to one small meal a day. I went from 200 pounds to 185 pounds in a year, in that year's planning. And saving money, like I said, saving money, not buying anything unnecessary, not going anywhere else, no more trips, selling my furnishings. Some of the furnishings that I sold, I had just finished decorating my apartment. It was beautiful. It looked like a spa resort in there. Some of those things I had just purchased like months and months before. But you know what? Sometimes if you want to gain, you have to lose. Donating and giving away so many things, packing things that I thought I was going to bring with me. I packed some suitcases of things that I wanted to bring with me. I brought 7 suitcases with me on the plane. I paid for them too, believe it. But I left about 4 more suitcases with a family member, which I had intended to get shipped to me later on. That's still in the makings. Getting my visa was easy, relatively easy. I did all of that online. Finding a naturopathic vaccine alternative, I managed to find that just by checking online and asking around, asking various people that I know were vegan. And getting my airline ticket was easy, and booking my hotel and ground transportation, and scheduling my COVID test. All of that was pretty much easy. However, let me get to number 3, travel, arrival, and survival. Now, even though everything went smoothly in the purchasing of everything, 3 days before I was to fly out from the US, my flight got canceled, and I went into a panic and a tailspin. And thank goodness I have a niece that's a travel agent, and she was able to straighten everything out for me. Next snafu was when I got to the airport. I had gotten my 72-hour COVID test at in Massachusetts, where I was living at the time. And that was done in Worcester, Massachusetts. And the airport was in Boston Logan Airport in Boston. That was about a 2-hour ride from Worcester. Oh, man. The people at the clinic where I got the COVID test forgot to put negative or positive on the document that they gave me to show the airport. And so I'm at the airport. I'm thinking everything is cool. I'm checking in my luggage, and they're like, "You're not getting on this plane today. This will be the person at the desk, the reservation desk, or not the reservation desk, I guess the check-in desk." And I'm like, "Why?" She said, "Well, it doesn't say anywhere on this document that you had a that your test was negative or positive. So you're going to have to go back. I said, I can't go back. It's my flight is in another 2 hours or 3 hours. It's going to take me 2 hours to get back there and 2 hours to get back here again. My flight will be gone by then. She said, well, sorry, next. And oh man, I could feel the palpitations in my chest. My heart was beating so fast. I started crying. I could not believe that I was not going to get on that plane. And I kept asking, I said, can't they just fax it over? And finally, after much crying and begging and pleading and darn near falling out on the floor, having a cardiac arrest, they finally agreed to let the clinic fax over the correct information with the negative test on the document. And I was able to get on the plane. Whew! Yes, it was like that. I had 2 long layovers, one in Montreal, Canada, and one in Brussels. And that's expected, because I got the cheapest ticket that I could afford, but I also had a layover in the hotel that I stayed in. And it wasn't the hotel's fault. It was the landlord who decided that he did not want me to move into the apartment. I was supposed to stay in my hotel for 4 days. I booked it for 4 days, which would have been more than enough time for me to get settled in, get a good night's sleep, get up the next day, go and see the landlord for the apartment that was freshly built, a new build, nice apartment, and had the money on me and was ready to pay the 1 year advance rent. When I got there, the person that was the liaison that was helping me to get all of this, kind of smooth over everything, the person that was helping me she was from Ghana. Well, she's not from Ghana. Her business is in Ghana. She brought me to the landlord to meet the landlord and to look at the apartment, and if I liked it, to exchange the money and get the keys. We got there before the landlord got there, and so we were sitting down. In fact, I had even had time the day before that. I think it wasn't the day after I arrived. It was like a couple of days. I was able to go and purchase a refrigerator and a sofa. This very sofa that I'm sitting on. I don't know if you can see this very
Mhm.
sofa. And
Mhm.
I had it delivered to that apartment. Then the landlord came in and he looked at me like, Nigerians! I'm like, where, what? Who you call? Who, me? I never even been to Nigeria, but that I said good morning to him. I said, good morning, sir. You're an American. We don't want your kind here. Get off our property.
What?
Yes. He ordered us off our property. We'd already forwarded the money to him by, I guess it was Momo or something like that. And the lady that was with me said, no, we're not leaving this property until you give Mrs. Abbey her money back, that a year in advance rent back. So he found the money. And after much arguing, between those two, he finally gave me back my money. And we got a truck and loaded my sofa and my refrigerator on the truck, and we got out of there. And we spent the next 6 or 8 days looking for apartments, and I faced the same thing every place we went. They thought that they were leasing the apartment to a Ghanaian, and they were happy to lease it to me for 1 year in advance for the price that we agreed on. Then when they met me, oh Bruni, I take it. I don't know how anybody else takes it, but I take it as a derogatory term, because I'm not a foreigner. My blood is in this soil from many, many generations before me. My people are from Benin, Dahomey, on my mother's side. On my father's side, my people are from the Cameroon and the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I know who I am, and I know, excuse me, I know where I belong. So that term of Bruni does not fit me. But they would when these landlords would go up on the rent, they want 2 years, 3 years in advance. They want more money per month, and or they would like first they would agree that there was an apartment available. Then once they saw me, oh, the apartment's no more available. You know what? I faced this same thing in the US as a Black woman. Only instead of calling me O'Bruni, they called me the N word. Y'all know that word. I'm not going to say it on this channel, on this show, but you know the N word. So I go from being the N word to O'Bruni, but still facing some type of ism, which hurt me because, like you said, Dr. Tata, I was excited to be coming home and embracing my family, my long lost family. I equate it to, let's say, if a small child is kidnapped by someone and held captive for years and years, and then they manage to escape and find their way home to their parents, and they knock on their parents' door, and the parents open the door. Who are you? You don't belong here. Bam! Slam the door in your face, spit on you even. That's how I feel. When I go to the mall, people look at me with contempt and disdain. Ghanaians. They look down their noses at me. Why? What have I done? I'm not here to take anything away from anybody. I came here, as I said in the beginning, to right a wrong, to set the record straight that yes, we are returning through the door of no return. We are returning, and I'm returning the ancestral spirits that dwell within my DNA, returning them right back to African soil. And when it's my time to transition, I will plant myself and all my spirits in African soil where it belongs, where it should never have been stolen from the beginning. So finally, the young lady that was working with me, she found me a place with a landlord, man and woman landlord, married couple landlords, and things were okay then for a little while. But then things started turning strange. Suddenly the wife, the female landlord, decided that, I don't know, for some reason my lights were going off when nobody else's lights were going off. It was an apartment building on their compound. The lights kept going off, and it wasn't the Ghana lights. I know Ghana lights go off and on, occasionally, but nobody else's lights were going off but mine. Okay. And my water supply was being cut. And when I would complain about it and ask about it, they would shout at me as if I was a child. I'm an elder. I'm 67 years old. At that time, I was 65. But, from what I understand, no matter where you are, you treat elders with respect and dignity and a little bit of kindness. You don't have to like me, but you should respect an elder. And there was someone that was making repairs in my apartment and witnessed the abuse and said to me, I can get you out of here. You don't have to stay here and tolerate this abuse anymore. And that person helped me to move to where I am right now. I struggled in that other place. I suffered from the abuse from my landlords almost every day at that apartment, that previous apartment. I cried myself to sleep every night on this very, very couch right here with no hope for relief anywhere in sight. I prayed for every morning for salvation. Oftentimes, when the Almighty Most High, Great Spirit Creator, and our ancestors see our struggles and feel our tears, our suffering, and our efforts, sometimes when we get just about to that breaking point, that's when they send an angel to assist us just a little bit for a short amount of time along the way. And that's that's my story so far. But I'm still not completely where I need to be. I'm better off now than I was before because I know I had a time just recently where I was able to sit down and start painting again, start writing my autobiography. Excuse me. Gotta get some water here. Writing my autobiography. I started writing this autobiography about 30 years ago, and life happened. You know how life happens, and I stopped. And but since I've been in this apartment, I'm actually not in an apartment. This is actually a cottage, a very nice little cottage here in Cocrovite, and it's very secluded, very quiet. And I share the compound with one other building structure with my landlord, who is very nice. And this is where I am. This is it. I had to fight. It took me 8 months to get my money back, my year's rent in advance back from those husband and wife landlords. But I finally did get my money back, and was able to just move on with my life and start, like I said, start painting, start drumming again, and start writing my autobiography. That's my story.
Thank you, Queen Sister. Thank you so, so much. This is the beginning, and this is actually where we all are getting there. I mean, in as much as it sounds so weird and so sad, first of all, I want to apologize. I don't know why I'm apologizing, but when you were speaking, my heart was just almost like tight. Because sometimes we over exaggerate or we see things from another perspective. Like we say, we tell our stories. So, so thankful, Queen Mother, that you could come and break this reality to us. And I think this is exactly what we need. All this lying, all this, I don't know whether it's really lying intentionally or unconsciousness or ignorance, too much ignorance between us. Now the unveiling, the time is, you just unveil something that has been like, I don't know, covered. Now, before I let us into moments, but let me just give you a small story on what is going on in Germany in these past 3 days. Germans are shocked to a wind, a type of wind that is called Sahara. And I wanted to load some pictures that I'll load after on the community so you can look at them. And this Sahara is our dust from the continent. And so, but she is called Sahara. And I think this is the second time that the Germans are experiencing this, because I interviewed a lot of them today. And they said the first time it happened in 2014. I'm just saying it because you talked about 2014. So we have to be very attentive with the dates and the things that unfold. There are a lot of stories, there are a lot of reality in the things that happen, the date, the time, the season, the month, the period. And I really was not paying attention to all these things before I became awoke or conscious. But now in your story, you related. That's why I'm bringing back this point. So the first experience they had with Sahara was 2014. And then now this is the second time that she's coming. All the cars particularly in the southern region of Germany where I am, because she's still coming and she's still continuing, are dusted, just like our African dust, red. That's why they call her Sahara. And the shock in Germany is like, this kind of, I don't know how I want to say, they are so, we say in Germany, pingelish. Pingelish is like the little thing, they're so sensitive to certain things. Like a German respects his car and his dog more than anything on earth. So they can clean that car. It's always like blinking. If you see the passion with which they clean their cars, they can take a whole day just to clean that car. And when it's clean enough to be like a mirror, you see, that's when for them they've done something. They've achieved something. It's a lifetime. It's a life purpose for Germans, So, but Sahara comes and spill the dust, and they are so like, every second they go there and they want to clean it, and then it comes again double, and then they want to clean it, and so most of them just like, okay, we give up now. But the weather is telling us that Sahara is still coming in the next day and even more heavier. And so some of the cars that I noticed, and I talked to some of the people, you could see how obsessed like that. They were like, So what is happening in these times? Why is Sahara coming and putting the dust around people who used to think we're the most perfect and we're so clean? Why is Sahara here in these times? And I begin to question a lot. And I begin to look at the signs and like, Mother Africa is actually around the circle, touching everyone. It doesn't matter how. I mean, for me, it's like, wow, Mother, welcome. And I was like, I am here. And some of them that were looking at me like, is she crazy? What are you talking about, Susan? They're like, wow, I am here. This is me. This is Sahara. This is me. I am here. Do you feel me? Do you see me now? Clean me as 1,000,000 times you want. I am here. And I'm coming even more stronger. Right? So it is absolutely the time. This is the time, Queen Mother. It doesn't matter how much dust we're going to take off, how much Sahara we want to wipe away. It's the time she's here. So, unveiling your part of the story and your experience actually just unveil the work that we have. And also, it is what I begin to call um, listening to each other from another point of view. Now, this story tells you exactly the state of mind that your sisters and your brothers on the continent are in as they took you away from mother. So, as they took you away and they left back, they did what? They brainwash and colonize her. And that's why, we find ourselves in this dilemma, and the issue and the experiences that we go through helps us now to begin to know how much work we have to do, how different, even though we look melanated and have the same melanin, which one is which one. Everything has been distorted, whether on the continent or in the diaspora. Now, what is our purpose in this time? Is to listen. We just have to be listening to one another. Just listen. And I'm so thankful. That's why I say I'm so thankful, because this is the first experience that we don't get people, because most of the people that were talking, most of the people on YouTube, most of the people that were there, I can remember, even Lance Curves, they were the Tories also that went like you. And all the times they went, they're like, oh my God, have you touched feet on Mother Continent? The moment you land at the airport, you see the smiles, you see the this. And I went from country to country, the food was tasty. And that's when you visit as a tourist. Because as a tourist, your expectations are different from the daily realities, from everyday experiences. It is the same thing. It's not different. When we leave the continent and leave the paradise, and we're looking for the paradise that doesn't exist, when we come here, the weather is the first thing that slaps us, the winter. And we say, oh, we're strong, we're bold. After all, I just left that. So it is the same experience, my queen. I'm so thankful that you're giving us these realities. And like I said, it is not about to say, oh, the landlord, all these people that call you this, all this. I tell people, go back and watch Madagascar, the cartoon. Just go back and watch it as a conscious person now. We used to watch it when the kids were growing up and we would laugh and we see. But just look at the giraffe and the animals that left America. Those were our descendants. And they went to the continent and in the jungle. And they were so shocked. Everybody was like, the dance, the everything. And now it resonates everything. Go back and just watch Coming to America 1 and 2. Forget about Wakanda first, the Black Panther. This is way back. But just go back to the series. I'm talking to all the audience. Please go back and watch Coming to America with Ed Murphy, part 1, and then part 2 that recently came. And you will just see these are realities that we're talking about. But we used to watch it like a movie. Oh, it's a movie, and we enjoy it like the movie. And we could see Gloria and her buttocks, the African waist is shaking, and all of them. But when they got to the continent and they said they want to eat steak, you know, steaks in the zoo. There's no steaks here. So that's the African you. That's the me in the diaspora that don't even know, even though we had the zebra colors, but we meet on the continent and the other zebra is just looking at this other zebra. She's just strange. She wants to eat steak. She wants to drink from a water bottle. She's just Mickey. And the other zebra on the continent is just looking at her like, where this one's from? But we have the same color and the same marks on our skins, right? So this is the time. This is our time. I don't even know how to say it much more, my queen. So, but now that you're painting again, what is it that you're painting? We love to see those paintings. What are you
Oh,
painting
I
now?
would love to show you my paintings. Most of my paintings, well, I've only done like maybe 3 or 4 paintings so far because I don't have a lot of money to buy supplies. Um, I don't have a real easel. I actually made my easel out of cardboard, and most of my paintings are done on cardboard. I designed some African inspired masks, some of the Goth tradition. I don't
Mhm.
know if I can take my laptop around. I'm scared to move my laptop. I don't want to lose my transmission here.
It's
But
okay. It's okay. It's okay. Just tell us. We feel it. Just say next time we're
yeah,
gonna watch. We're gonna see them.
well, actually, I can go and get them and bring them. Let me. No, I won't move anything. I'll just move myself and go and get the mask.
Okay. Yes, like I was saying while we're waiting for her to come, please, if this is your first time here, make sure you're clicking that button to subscribe and a notification because this is the beauty of what this is so beautiful. Wait, is that a painting or mask that you did?
This is a mask
Oh,
out of cardboard.
okay. Hey,
Ooh.
this is
And this
incredible.
is the this is the female, and this is the male.
Oh my
And
goodness.
you can see it's out of cardboard. And these are the
This
God
is so
masks
gorgeous.
of strength.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all cardboard and acrylic paint. And the shiny parts are actually I made them I made the shiny parts on the mask from this little dinner plate here. It's actually a paper plate. Yeah. And
Oh,
so that's that. But when you ask me how my paintings reflect my experience, I'm going to take this painting off the wall so I can show it to you because it's important that you see this one.
this is so gorgeous. Now we see where our 1212 galaxy is going to begin in Ghana. So Queen Mother is going to build a galaxy of 12 creative talents out there. And they begin to, create the new Africa in these galaxies. Remember, we're talking about the 1212 Ubuntu galaxies of 1212 in every part of the world. And you form a 12 um a 12 galaxy and you begin to create like this. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So, oh, I'm trying to, there we go, trying to center it so you can see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm trying to move in a little bit closer and closer and closer. As you can see,
Mm-hmm.
there's a hand reaching out from the ocean. That will be the Atlantic Ocean on at the shore. And there are people, well, what looks like people, none of them are actually really people, not the hand and not the people. Those are all spirits. The
Mm-hmm.
spirit of Mother Africa is the
Mm.
hand reaching out to the African diasporans from all points,
Ashe.
wanting to come home. And Mother Africa's hand is beckoning them and welcoming them home. And
Mm.
that's basically where most of my paintings go. I have another painting which I will show you.
Oh my goodness, what a blessing. What a time. What a time. What a time, my people. What a time. If you're looking forward to see another Africa, I'm so sorry for you because it's happening right in your eyes right now. The new creation.
Sorry for the noise. I'm actually moving my easel
No,
over.
don't be sorry for anything. We miss that noise so much. Please, it's too quiet.
So this painting, gonna turn this around a little bit and tilt this and tilt this. And this is also, wrong way, the Atlantic Ocean. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a man, well, what looks like a man in the ocean. He's not actually a living being. He's actually the embodiment of all of the African spirits that died in the Middle Passage during the transatlantic slave trade. And you may not be able to see, he has chains, broken chains on his wrist, and he's coming out from the water, all those embodied spirits in him coming out from the water, breaking free and saying, I have arrived home to Mother Africa. So this is where my paintings have been going since I've been, sorry about that, since I've been feeling so much more comfortable, and this is a painting I'm actually working on now. It's a market scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a market scene. They call it sea shops. Sea shops, from what I understand. I got it wrong. Sea shops. And because I love the beach, you can tell I must love the beach. So far, every painting I've shown you has something to do with the beach. And I'm still working on that. And this is a self-portrait. As you can see, it's all done on cardboard. This is a
God.
self-portrait that I made an attempt at.
Gee. Oh my God.
This painting, well, this one I did mostly in pencil. The only part that's done in acrylic paint is the background, the blue background, but everything else
Mm-hmm.
was done in color pencil. So this is what I've been doing to, this is what I came here to do. I came to Ghana to live, create beautiful art, and when my time comes for me to elevate to the realm of the ancestors, to plant my soul, plant my spirit, and all the spirits of all the ancestors that dwell within me in African soil. I left one part out. I wanted to just say that, um, Dr. Tete, are you there? I can't see you
I'm there.
anymore.
I'm there. I'm there.
Oh,
I'm there.
okay.
You are alone on the screen. Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
I
I'm
wanted to
watching from
say
the back screen.
that.
Yes.
Oh,
What is it?
okay. You've been to parties before. Someone has invited you to a party before. Not just you, Dr. Tata, but anybody listening. You've all been to a party. Somebody sent you an invitation, or they called you on the phone and said, "Hey, come to my party." You know. However, How many of you have gotten to that party? One person called you, invited you to the party. You get to the party, you all dressed up to the nine, yeah, I'm looking good. And you get there on time, and you're ready to get your food on and your dance on and everything. And you knock on the door, and the person that opens the door is like, now who invited you? You're not welcome. Go home. Oh, Bruni. That's
Hmm.
how I feel. I used to listen to our president here in Ghana. I loved him. I listened to him every Sunday afternoon in the US. And I liked the way he speak. I thought he was so intelligent and eloquent. And he was inviting us to come home, and I couldn't make it for the year of return. I was just getting started with my planning. But I said, I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. I'm going to get there. And so he was I felt invited. I felt like I was invited home. But then when I get home, when I get here to Ghana, someone else answers the door. And, well, they let me in, but they look at me up and down like, hmm,
Mhm.
you know? And it hurts. It hurts. It really does. But you know what? I love Ghanaians. I've always loved Ghanaians. I married two Ghanaians in the US. I married two Ghanaians. My second husband and then my third husband were Ghanaians. And I love them. And I just wish Ghana would love me as much as I love Ghana. That's all. Just allow me to live in peace.
Queen Mother,
Mhm.
are you hearing me?
Yes, yes.
You don't need permission from Ghana. You don't need permission from the president. You don't need permission from anybody to be where Mother Africa has put you. You don't need anybody to love you. We love you. Your ancestors who called you loved you and brought you exactly for that mission. That mission that you're undergoing right now is a powerful mission. And anybody that um, doesn't have the vision or is not awoken to see and be a part of it, it's unfortunate. A lot of us are just walking dead. That's a fact. Most of us are just spirit in the skin of a melanin, which is strange ones. So don't worry about that. The only thing that we will not let you do, Queen Mother, is to seek for love that you have. It is not going to happen. No, and not the president, and not even the landlord or whoever. You are a daughter, you are a queen of that soil, and you are coming there with a revolution, with a spirit of cleansing, blessing the past and healing that land. You don't need any permission. Just go there and do what you were called to do. Like they installed you was not for anything, was not for you to come seek recognition, or he listened to all empty, noisy speeches that mean nothing without action. Powerful words with no power in them. You don't need it. You don't even have a time to waste for it, Queen Mother, because we're going to build your gallery and you are here actually to train. You have millions of agents that are waiting for you, the army that you're sent to build out there. They're waiting. Don't waste your time on the walking dead. Most of us are. It's unfortunate. I'm not trying to abuse anybody or the leaders or anything, but I'm just saying don't pay attention to distraction. Most of us are in this spirit and this moment of distraction a lot. And if we waste time on them, we're going to miss our mission. You are there to create, and you are already creating and healing that spot where you are. You don't know what it is. Look at how beautiful. You say you're how old? I mean, and
67.
67. Now, Queen Mother, tell me, how many more Ghanaian men are you going to marry? You have to marry at least five, because you know the reverse of the spirit is coming back. And
I don't.
you don't need that. But I'm when I say marry, like you have a lot of people that marrying into that spirit of creativity, of building, of loving and sharing what Mother Nature called you to do. That is your work, man.
Well, what I
T-
understand here is that when you become an elder in Ghana, at least, I don't know about the other countries. Ghana is the only country I've been to. But when you pass maybe, I don't know what age, but when you got this here, white hair, my hair has been, well, I started graying when I was 17 years old, but still, my hair is white. I don't know that there's any man in Ghana that's my age that would want to marry me or that could keep up with me because I have a lot of energy, and so look at how she's looking at me like, you want to know? Okay. But yeah, hey, if I find somebody, maybe it'll happen, maybe. I
Now,
don't know.
if somebody deserves you, if somebody has the eyes to see the beauty and the power and the magnet, then that person is damn lucky. But because all these kind of pearls are not given to the pigs, don't worry. Don't worry, because the love that you have is not going to be given to you by anybody. Your creator already gave you too much. And that's the love that you're illuminating your space. And nobody has to love you as a man to give you that love. No way, Queen Mother. It will be a blessing for one to even get into that circle. That person should call himself blessed. If it would even happen, if they would be lucky when their eyes would be open. Apart from that, I think we are at another dimension now where we have, taking care of our young children, our boys and girls, our youths are coming up. They need nurturing, they need motherly love, they need education, they need support, they need the energy that we would have wasted somewhere else to just give it to them and build that legacy. That's what I think. So even the men or whatever the women, if they are coming and they don't have a purpose to push this support and to give you all what you need, Queen Mother, you have a lot of love that you will gain, that you wouldn't even know how to contain them, because the millions of our girls and boys that are waiting, that have never known the love of a mother, a lot that have lost the way, they don't know what true love is. That is the essence that we have to give back. And that too much love, you have it. You don't need anybody. You don't.
Thank
if you
you.
need if you need one, if you need many, we are a lot. We have our senior executive women Queenie group. We're going to engage you in that group because you need to start teaching us how to see what you are seeing by painting. And look at
Yes.
you're painting and asking and throwing that hand and asking us to come back. You're the president of that country. You have to nurture and advise that son of yours that you call president. You're the mother.
I have one more painting to show you, if I may, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll be right
Show us
back.
everything. Yes, we have allowed and they've been raised wrongly. Our children, our men, even our kings. They've been raised through another narrative, another culture, and another civilization. So we don't know each other anymore. It is time for us to raise them back. Oh, okay. Wow. You see?
These paintings, I don't know if you can see it, but these are
Oh, yes.
actually
Iya,
twigs.
please come.
These,
Iya Babo Tata. Wait, I'm calling. Let Iya come and put us on the full models because we really have to enjoy this. Thank
now,
you.
this is actually Ghanaian soil that I got from right outside my compound, and little Ghanaian soil rocks and stones and pebbles. The pants that he's wearing is cut from actual cloth from some clothes of mine. And what he's carrying in the basket is actual twigs that I painted over. And this is him. And what did I do with the lady? Uh-oh, the lady is missing. I just, uh-oh.
No, she cannot be missing.
Oh, here she
Queen
is.
Mother.
Yes, here she is.
Oh my
Okay.
God. Hey,
And this is
hey.
this is the get confused. And she's actually these are actually beans, cow peas that she's carrying. I made her basket out of yarn. She's wearing the same
Mhm.
fabric of the cloth that I cut from the gentleman. And also you can see the Ghanaian soil and the rocks and pebbles and stones and everything. But one thing you can also see is that they're a team. And when you put the two pieces together, you can see that they are walking, they're coming from different roads, but they're meeting at the road, at where the road joins. Their husband and wife, they work hard at their individual careers, whatever they're doing. But at the end of the day, they meet at the end of the road, at the conjoining road, and they share their wealth that they earn for the day.
Oh my God, Queen Mother, how can we purchase this? Because all of us in the team and everyone wants to get a double piece of that. How do we get that?
Well, what do you mean? How do you get the paintings?
Yes, how do we purchase it?
Oh, well, just contact me. And,
Yeah, no, I mean
you
like
know,
um yeah, so okay, that's the first step. The first step is we would want to purchase, and I think we are already in the executive senior team 10 women. And 10 women, we would like to get double, I mean all that pieces. Okay. And then um what will also we be engaging is like I was talking about the 1212 galaxy. So the 1212 galaxy is the Pan-African Daily TV women that are coming up and mothers of the nation that wants the mothers in each country to build a 12 a galaxy of 12. So, like you now in Ghana, you have to build that galaxy. And we'll be calling out to every woman that is out there or a mother. Please be aware when I say woman or a mother, it's not about feminism or anything. But remember, the vibration of Mother Africa has been missing, and the mothers building the nation and their children, sons and daughters, kings or leaders or whatever, are on the move right now. And we're calling it the United Kingdoms of Great Africa and the Queens, supporting everything that we can do to just put the space back in order. And we know that has been missing. And that's why you are there, my queen. That's why you are there. You are the voice, our eyes, our everything that we need right there now. And so you would be starting that 1212 galaxy in Ghana, and we will spread it all over the continent. We're looking for creative mothers that will bring a project like your own, and then we collect. So they must not only be painting, they can also be weaving, they can anything that our hands create is the new
yes.
creation that we're bringing it into it. So, but like I said, the first thing we want to do is start purchasing. So the galaxies would function in a system that when you create, we buy. When we create, we buy. When you create, you buy anything that you create. We are buying. I'm not just saying us on the senior executive team. I'm saying the whole of Africa and its diaspora are buying from these galaxies. And these galaxies are going to be everywhere, not only on the continent, even any space that our people are, any place that they are in the 197 countries on the planet, our people are there. We are there everywhere. We're representing in every nationality, in every race. We are there. So we're going to be creating these galaxies. And everything that we'll be producing, we're selling and buying it amongst ourselves. And I want to thank and give a shout out to the Prophet Karanja who was here and gave us this vision, not only because I'm a 12-12 girl, but also because it is the vision of completion of a new beginning for Africa and Africans everywhere. And so 12-12 is going to be our code. 12-12 is the code. We call it the alarm, the melanin of the awakening, the Ubuntu. It's called the 12-12 Ubuntu. I am because you are. Without you, I am not existing. Right. So it is that time. It is the time for the 12-12. So we are even shouting out and say, you can do it in any way. We're putting the alarm at 12-12. So when your alarm, your clock, your anything, your waker on your phones and anything or a gong, when it's 12-12, please, you just remember that you're connecting us worldwide. That is the symbol of the show. Exactly. What is that? Oh my
It's a
goodness. What is that?
signal. I
Yes.
will do this at 12:12.
Yes. 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 And 12-12. That's the Ubuntu code of the new generation and the future. So all of you that are watching me, you just heard that the Ubuntu code is 12-12. And 12-12, we're going to be putting it a national day for Africans worldwide. That is our date, 12-12. December 12 is that date, is our code. It like you have in every other countries. In Germany, you have the 110 or 112 for emergency, firefighters or something. In America, I think you have the 911. But for the continent
Yes.
of Africa, it's 12-12. And it's people everywhere on the globe. It is the new code for us to connect into our realm of love. I love you, you love me. I belong to you, you belong to me. Without me, I am not. Without you, you are not. So, this Ubuntu code is something that is going to awaken the melanin in us. So, at 12-12, you sound your alarm anywhere that you are connecting with your brothers and sisters all around the world. And it's also a symbol for humanity. For humanity. Yes, it is a symbol also for humanity. Okay. So, yes,
Yes.
and exactly the Queen, as you said, our symbol is going to be a gong or a drum. So, at that time, we be
Yes.
drum or we
I have my
sound
drum.
anything. Yes.
One moment. I will get it.
Yes. Iya, you are 1818 in just 2 days. In just 2 days, um, our son is metamorphosing into a youth, a true youth. Very soon they're
May I
gonna be the
say
ones.
happy
Yes,
achievement day, Iya?
yes, happy achievement day. Now it's on Friday. It's coming on Friday.
So I call
It's
it
on Friday, and it's
achievement day.
1818. Mhm.
I call it achievement day. I started this, coined this phrase achievement day back when my children were small. And because it's one thing to celebrate the fact that you were born each year, but it's another thing to celebrate what you've accomplished from year to year. So with
Mm,
my achievement day, you write down what you're going to achieve for the next coming year, and then you go and take the baby steps and make it happen. And on your achievement day, your birthday, you list all the achievements that you've accomplished that previous year to this year.
okay. Queen Mother, I'll just be putting up the messages in the chat for you to see how the queens and the kings here on in the Pan African Daily TV are connecting to you, and they're sharing their thoughts and good wishes to you. So if you're watching us from the Pan African Daily TV Facebook page and you want to share a comment, just write in the chat, and we will bring that comment. Any question or any support, like moral support, or like I see a lot of you have been saying this is the best day of my life here, and so we'll be sharing that comment with the Queen Mother. Like yes, go ahead. Woo! Ashe, Bayete, my queen. Go on, go on. We're feeling you. Go ahead, Mama Francesca. Go ahead, Queen Mother. I mean, play us something again. Play us something again. We are
Oh, you want to
there.
hear some more? Okay, I'm
Yes, some
coming.
more fire here.
I didn't want to take up too much of your time because
No,
I know
no,
you
no,
said we
no.
have like an hour. But
Just go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
I've been playing African percussion for over 52 years. I
Oh,
had my own percussion ensemble and band, a jazz band in the U.S. But yeah, I left a lot behind. I really did. But you know what? We can always do it again here in Ghana. You know. So any drummers out there, I'm ready for you. Let me just tilt this down a little. You see the drum?
yes.
Okay. Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. Everybody, everybody, bring your calabash, bring your calabash. Fine, baby, you know go find past your mother. Oh, fine, baby, you know go find past your mother. Oh, fine, baby, you know go find past your mother. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q
Wow. Woo. Johnny boy, I hear you say if Queen F1 can sing, I mean I can sing, or all Africans can sing and dance. It's the melanin. It's part of it. Queen Mother,
Well,
Queen Mother, Queen Mother again. Someone asked a question and like, what is your spiritual name? What is your Ghana name? Like I'm A4, or what is your continental name?
so when I came to Ghana in 1988, well, actually before I came to Ghana in 1988, I was initiated into the Akan priesthood under Adade Kofi. And my name that was given to me is Ama Anane Yeboah Botre.
Ama
Ama
Yeboah Botre.
Ama Anane Yeboah Botre.
Wow.
Ama.
Okay.
Mhm. And my fond name, because on my mother's side, my people are from the Benin, Dahomey.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
fond name is Yebivo Beyi Gangnehesu.
Ashe. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Queen Mother, we are so jealous. You don't know. We're just jealous of where you are right now.
What?
We are so jealous. You don't know what you're waking here. You don't know. You don't know. Yes, yes. You don't know the spirit that you're bringing in here. I mean, I can see a lot of people like, you know, oh wow, Ligola was like, I was so sick and tired, but you've just awakened a very good vibration here. Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you so much, our Queen. Thank you so much, Daughter of the Soil. Thank you so
Thank
much, Mother
you,
Africa.
Ligola.
Mother
I
Africa, thank you.
I don't consider myself a singer. I just kind of chant. Thank you, Kwame Abuaje. Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. You can see. That is the love. That is the love. Talking drums.
How did you
Excellent.
know I like to cook? Cheryl Penny. She says, Queen, you are just beautiful. You have a plan. Are you cooking African dishes? I love African food, my favorite. Oh, yes, I actually try. You know, I'm actually quite good. I've cooked for some Ghanaians, and I've married two Ghanaians before I came here, so I learned how to cook Ghanaian food. My favorite cooking dish is jollof. You know, I like making jollof. But what I like to eat, and I cannot cook it, I haven't tried to cook it, is egusi. I love
Egusi.
egusi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I
Good,
would
good, good.
jump through hoops for some egusi right now.
I know.
Yes, yes. I like groundnuts too. I like
Mm-hmm.
I actually like fufu. I've tasted fufu in the States, in the US, and it's not the same. Fufu here is so much better. It's so much better. And I love banku and tilapia, grilled tilapia and banku, my favorite.
Mm, mm.
I have a lot of favorites actually. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. It's
Virtual
it's a
sister. Thank
wonderful
you, virtual
blessing.
sister.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's a wonderful blessing to have you, our Queen Mother. And uh, I don't know. We're gonna be having you on this show a couple of times. Like we say, we can do a series about it. But do you have a platform like you do? Are you on YouTube or producing something like live or that you want us to follow or?
Yes, I have my channel. I created this channel from a business that I was trying to start, which is kind of on hold now due to COVID.
Mhm.
It's titled DART. The name of my business is DARTS, Diasporan African Repatriation Tourism Service.
Oh,
And
that.
and so the name of my channel is also DARTS, DARTS,
Mm-hmm.
DARTS with Francesca Abbey. And I do poetry. I have a lot of poetry, but I also mainly started off the channel talking about repatriation, African diasporans repatriating from wherever they are. Well, mostly from the U.S. because I've never been anywhere else other than the U.S. So I don't know what the rules, regulations, and protocols are coming from any other country other than the U.S. And I only know about Ghana. So I can't help anyone that wants to come like out of China into the Sierra Leone because I've never been to China or Sierra Leone. So, but if you're coming from the U.S. and you're coming to Ghana, then that's what I created Darts for. But the Darts Diasporan African Repatriation Tourism Service, I rebranded the business name and created the Darts Dynamic Artist Renaissance Tea Socials, still darts,
Oh,
so that I can do paint and sip. Have you been to a paint and sip, Dr. Tata? Dr. Tata, have you been to a
no,
paint and
not
sip?
yet. No.
So you got paintbrush in one hand and a cup of juice in the other hand. You're painting and sipping. So I created these online virtual paint and sips. So you can come to my YouTube channel, which is Darts with Francesca Abbey, DARTS with Francesca Abbey, and see all of my paintings that I showed you and some more. And here's some of my poetry, a lot of my poetry, and also some discussions on what I've experienced when I came here, and before I came here, because I actually started my channel before I came here, so that's where you see most of my poetry. And
Mm.
don't mind the fact that I look so much different now. Since I've been here, I lost 85 pounds, so I weigh a little under 100 pounds now. But in some of those past previous videos, I look like a hot air balloon.
Oh
But
yes,
it's still
because
me.
yeah, you were not, you were just eating junk. Now you're eating organic, and it happens. And most people
Yes,
think when we leave the diaspora, we go on the continent, we lost weight. No, it's just that we detox, and that's really us because I see that's you. Look at us, jaws still. We still need to, I don't know. We still,
it's
that's
me.
that's also the reason why we say, just drink water and mind your African business. That's also African business. That's our slogan also on the Pan African Daily. And we're running this campaign and telling every African, drink water and mind your African business. And it's also a
Water.
communication, yes, for us to actually, refresh our memory and keep all these quotes and these slogans in our mind, reminding ourselves every day. Each time you hold your water and your everything, you just go on like, drink water and mind your African business. And we stay focused. We have to create a lot quotes, narratives, slogans, words that we constantly would be repeating, to get us on the rail, to activate our melanin more, and to get that knowledge of knowing ourselves. Because most of the time we talk about knowledge of self, but we need instruments that are knowledge of self, like this reputation, the alarm clock of 1212, drink water and mind your business, mind your African business. All the slogans begin to, Ubuntu, I am because you are one Africa for African worldwide. So we're coming out with merchandising on all this so that it keeps reminding us. For us to get out back our minds, we need to feed the mind. We need to
Yes,
feed it with words that are constant to us, that reminds us of who we are. And when we keep repeating all the time, it somehow would start making sense to us. That lost memory, I am because you are, you know.
yes, yes. I agree that we have to repeat them, because when we repeat them to ourselves, then we'll remember to repeat them to others. And when we remind ourselves and each other of what we have to do each day, there's no room in our minds for doubt or fear or procrastination. We
Mm,
just get it done. One thing I do when I'm waking up in the morning after I do my little prayers, I ask myself, so what are we going to do today to move ourselves closer to a higher elevation
mm,
and to a higher quality of life?
mm,
And like, okay, so I can do this, I can do that, I can do that. Okay, I don't have money to do this, but I will do that instead. So that's what I do. And even like, the lights go out here a lot. I keep working. I find ways to
mm-hmm,
keep working. My mind is always working. I will break out an ancient tool called a pencil and another ancient tool called paper and write what I need to write, brainstorm what I need to write and brainstorm until the lights come back on and boom, I'm back on the laptop getting it in.
That is you, because you're darkness and you excel in every part. You come out and you shine and we create. And I think that's the illuminating of it. You just need the light, like you say, just to maybe connect to internet or something like that. I grew up in the village and we never had a light, and we had just the local lamp, but we saw everything. We went out and played under the moonlight, and we could play seats and play all our games that we play. And that was the best time that we connected. When there was moonlight, we went out also to catch like cricket in the moonlight, and we would hold. Oh my goodness, this is so sweet. I just don't know how I can transform this.
That is, that's what I wanted to hear. That's what I came to Ghana to hear. I want to know, what was your childhood like growing up? I know what my childhood was like growing up. It was different from yours. Well, we actually went out at night catching fireflies, not crickets, but fireflies, and putting them in jars and stuff like that. But I want to know, what was the Ghanaian lifestyle growing up as a small child, a teenager, young adult? That's what I want to know. And I'm so glad you shared that with me.
No, no, no. But Queen Mother, you are going to be a host on the Pan African Daily, and that is going to be your own part, interviewing or questioning these people. Because you know what? It's very essential. We're bringing back our memory and bringing back our brains. So when we go back to the memory of the past, how was it like growing up? It's a pre-colonial, particularly those in the villages, because that's where the history is. That's where who we are is. Not the urban cities. It's a lot of mix salad, and but there, like I said, you were catching flying flies, we were catching crickets, we were catching a lot of things under the moon in the night. We went out to celebrate the birth of a child, and we would play in the circles, or when a woman was married, and we had to watch the bride. I saw all those things like a baby. I was like a kid. I was running in my following my sisters and my sibling and hiding, and they would drive you out and you would run and you come and peep. And we saw them dance to disco and stuff. I mean, it's so incredible. I think it's not different in the Caribbean. It's not different elsewhere. But connecting this dot of our experiences is the unity of a one Africa. Because what happened on the continent happened any other where we are to today, like the drums.
And also, like, black eyed peas and rice. It
Yes.
sounds kind of crazy, but everywhere you go to the Caribbean, they eat peas and rice. You come to Africa, they got wache.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, you
mm-hmm.
go to the southern part of the United States, black eyed peas and rice. I think they call it hopping john. They call it hopping john.
Yes.
Anywhere you go, peas and rice, baby. And it all tastes good. It's good. And the same thing with the drumming. I was a baby in the crib listening to Afro-Cuban jazz. My father was from Havana, Cuba, and he liked to play his Afro-Cuban jazz albums. And he had a set of bongo drums, the two drums attached to each other, and he would hold them between his legs. And I was a baby in the crib. He was caring for me while my mother worked. And he'd be playing the bongos, and I'd be holding on to the crib bar, enjoying the music. And it stayed with me. It stayed with me. In school, I'm banging on the desk, and I get sent to the principal's office for not doing my work. And I'm at the principal's office banging on his desk. I'm at home at the dinner table, banging on the dinner table. Wow, stop that banging and eat your dinner, And she's gone. Okay, banging, banging, banging. It just stays, it's in me. And I can't remember who coined that phrase. I was not born in Africa, but Africa was certainly born in me.
Of
Um,
course, it's a melanin. It's the transition. Like Paul Brown is saying, our brother out there is saying, I'm eating peas and rice right now. Can you imagine?
Peas rice right now, yes. I wish I had some. Enjoy.
In Cameroon, where your part of you is called achombo. We call it the achombo, and it's so like it's everywhere. And so that's one of the things when people say rice come from China, we laugh. Rice come from Africa. Every other thing came
Yes,
from Africa. Every
yes,
other
yes.
thing. Yeah. So yes, it's so refreshing and so refreshing to get this kind of a, spiritual conversation, not always about other things like, the challenges that we have, but just share this kind of beautiful love. And your paintings are so inspiring, and like, the vibration that is here today is actually different. Family, you feel it already, you see it. I
I
mean,
feel it.
it's quality, it's something else from Mother Africa. Cheryl is asking, or somebody's asking, did you try jollof rice? Now, Queen Mother, what are some of the words that you've learned in Akan or whatever? I mean,
Me pawocho, me pawocho, mache, macho. Uh, um, I learned more, but I'm nervous now. I can't remember. I learned how to count a little bit, but if you don't have anyone to talk with in Tree, I didn't learn any other language but Tree. I know a little bit of Yoruba because that was actually the first language I started learning, first African language I started learning when I was studying uh, the Ifa, and you have to know the prayers and in that language, in the Yoruba language. But the tree, yeah, I know a few little words. And gee, that just escapes me right now. But
don't worry,
yeah,
don't worry, don't worry, Queen Mother. It was just like it was just like pulling a slate over your tongue. It's okay. I mean, the little, but one thing you said that I'm still a little bit kind of like curious. I think when you say you don't have anyone to talk to, what is that?
I don't have any real. I have maybe one Ghanaian acquaintance, and that's it. But well, actually, I have a couple of people that I know that are Ghanaian, but we don't talk regularly, and nobody talks to me in Tree. So, the one acquaintance that I do see regularly is he's well, I guess he speaks Tree or Nga, but nobody would try to speak to me in the language. And when I speak the language to somebody, I say good morning to them, or say Madase, thank you. They laugh at me. They laugh at me. It was the same thing when I was a young girl. Like my father, Spanish was his first language because he was born in Cuba, and my mother didn't allow him to speak Spanish in the house when I was a baby. So I grew up not speaking Spanish, and I took Spanish in school. And when I go to my Spanish speaking friends and try to speak Spanish to them, they would laugh at me. So I'm kind of shy about speaking other languages in front of people who are more proficient than I.
I think anyway, that's an attitude that we grow up with. But in that true context, they're not laughing at you, they laugh with you. But it's just like, you say something that is not really the way it sounded, or like, oh, I'm excited, and you're speaking it. And so they, from what I know, they loving with you. And so, yeah, just take your time. You're there. The most important thing is you're communicating. Do you go out a lot? Do you go to the market space? Or you just like also are still trying to taste the waters?
Well, I'm disabled. I was in a bus accident in 1991. Not 1991, 2001. I walk with a walker most of the time. Well, try not to walk with it as much as possible. I injured my spine in 3 places as a passenger
Oh,
on a bus in the United States. And so, and where I live here in Cocorobite, there's really nothing to walk to. There's nowhere to walk to. We
mm-hmm.
have the beach, but the beach is too far. I tried to walk to the beach, and woo, baby, way too far. So I don't get out. I have not seen Ghana. I've been to the art center maybe twice in a year and a half that I've been here, and that's all I've seen is the West Hills Mall and the art center twice, and that's it. I haven't been anywhere. I don't really have money to go anywhere. I'm trying to keep afloat here, because I came here on a wing and a prayer and a fixed income, and trying to keep afloat, trying to stay above water.
Oh, that's why you need to paint a lot so we buy your paintings.
Yes,
And we're
yes.
not only going to buy, we're going to open even a gallery online where people can purchase all this from the galaxies. And please, like we say, we're already ready for it. We would have to see, how do we purchase it? How do we send the money to you? How do we get the paintings? And do you share it and we print it ourselves? Something that has to be a little bit comfortable for you and for us, or we download it from your page or anything like that. So those are informations that will be reaching out for you. You need to leave. And that was going to be my second question. How do you live out there now that you're just in, and then even getting access to it? But do you walk on the street and like people ask you about your identification papers or something like that?
I don't have a street. I actually, when I come out of this compound, it's kind of like a rock climbing expedition. I don't really
Mhm.
have a street. It's a road, and there's a mountain not far from me, and that when it rains, the sand and dust and mud and everything comes down, and it does strange things to the road. And when the trucks come through, the water trucks come through, they leave deep grooves in the road. So there's really nowhere to walk to. I don't see people. I don't get out much at all, at all. I go out maybe once or twice a month, and that's about it, just to get my provisions, and then I'm back in here.
Okay. I think that's also still okay, particularly now that you're still kind of like engage yourself in it. But also the African American community is huge out there. Are you in contact with anybody, or you're still not?
I just made contact with some people recently. The Ministry of the Future with Dr. Malana. I
Yes.
actually remember Saturday we were thinking about doing the program that
Yep.
evening, and I said I
Mm-hmm.
had to go to a function, and that was my first time actually going somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and it was quite exciting. It was wonderful to see so many people. It was a large turnout. It was their grand opening of their establishment of office space and spaces for African diasporans who kind of don't have a soft landing when they arrive in Ghana, and
Yes.
they need an emergency place to stay. They have,
Mm.
places where you stay for a few days or a few weeks, up to a few days or a few weeks, and that's it for African diasporans and office space. I got there late. I didn't get a chance to take the tour to actually see the what they call chalets, but I heard they're very beautiful. They're like one room, self-contained. You have your kitchen, your bathroom, and your hall, so to speak, and your in there is your bed and everything. So from what I heard, and I think it's a wonderful thing that they're doing, and they're also helping African diasporans to get their citizenship as well. So that is one organization. I didn't mention I was installed as an elder back in March of 2017, and the following week, that was late March and early April, I was installed as a queen mother by the National Black Council of Elders in the U.S. And they installed a lot of us elders and queen mothers that within that 2 week period. Um, and the installment process that they did, because it was global, they have people in California, people in New York, people in New Jersey, people in Massachusetts, people in Ghana, people all over. The National Black Council of Elders decided that they would do the installment online, and they did it online, and they sent us our installment documents and everything. And it was good. it was nice, and I felt like I had another purpose in life when I received that installment. Because when you receive a title, it's not for you to wear as a hat and walk around
Correct.
prancing with a hat. It's a responsibility,
Mm,
and it's a heavy of responsibility. And I took it on head on. I sat on the Council of Disability in Massachusetts, because people who are disabled need a voice to speak up for them. And,
mm,
but once I got here to Ghana, calling myself Queen Mother, I'm like, I've been told, oh, you're not a Queen Mother. You weren't installed here in Ghana, so you're not a Queen Mother. I went back to the Council of Elders and mentioned it to them, and they're like, well, never mind them. As African diasporans, we had to find ways to form our own councils because we're not home. When I was still in the U.S., I was not home, and the people that on the Council of Elders, most of them are still in the U.S. They don't know the way that's done here in Ghana. We don't have those same resources that we have here in Ghana, and a lot of people, quiet as it's kept, a lot of African diasporans do not have money. We work hand to mouth. We work hard for a little, and the rent. You would think that people are living, the high life in the U.S., but we're not. As Black people, we are struggling and suffering there too. Don't be fooled by the rap artists and the football players, the high rollers. Don't be fooled by them. Even they struggling. They rent most of the stuff that you see them partying around and prancing around with. They rented it. They got to turn it back in at the end of the night. Most of us, you will see Black people, all color people, laying on the streets in the Bowery section of Lower Manhattan, just laying on the sidewalks, waiting to die because they don't have any other. They feel they don't have any other options. You'll see them on the subway trains, just laying there, smelling bad, and just waiting to die. And some of these people had great jobs and careers, and they just got handed a bad deck of cards, and they gave up. They didn't believe that there was any other option for them. That's one thing. I raised my children. When my children thought that things were hard for us, I took them down to the Bowery, where the bums, well, I don't want to call them bums, but where the people were laying there waiting to die. And I said, you know what? If you're failing in school, you don't want to go to school, this can be your future. If you decide to get your grades right and do what you're supposed to do, then, excuse me, I take them up to Upper West Side Manhattan and see how the elite are living. And that can be an option for you. Excuse me, I just get some water. Drink water and
oh
mind your
my God.
African business.
Oh, yes.
So, I would take them up to Upper West Side Manhattan. I said, now you can get with this or you can get with that, which it
Mm,
depends on what you do now in school. Go to school every day, study, and learn all that you can learn, because once it's over. And you get my age and you be like, now, how do you do math again? Oh boy, I forgot, study it over and over again. They're doing great. I am so happy for my children. They got their lives together. They have their homes. They have their cars and spouses, and they're doing well. And that's all a parent ever wants, is to know
mm,
that their children have made it. Their children are going to be all right. But there
absolutely.
are people there that who didn't have parents. The parents threw them in the trash can when they were born. They're
Mm,
orphans, and there's just a lot of stories there. And as we start repatriating from the US to Ghana, you're going to start to hear more and more stories like mine, and worse, a lot worse.
um, I think it's fair. It's fair. The stories might look very bad, but at least we are somewhere that Even if we have just a bread we can share together, and nobody's going to look at the other person, different. It's the same thing. You're in Ghana, you also see the upper class people, they're the middle class people, they're really the down people, they're the street kids as well. And so there's some things that the world would just always be what it is. But what we are saying is everyone has to play his own role and his purpose in life, to know that if I'm here at this point, this is what I'm leaving as a legacy. If you just belong to the type that just came, like the world is, I just take from the world and I don't give back. I don't leave back anything. So just imagine if everybody came and just took and never left anything. If everybody came and just do some jobs and just get my small family income and just have my place to live and just have my house and then don't leave anything, we would never have met the world the way it is. If,
That's
if our
true.
ancestors if our ancestors did not fight and went through everything that they had to go through, most of us will not be the way. If you people, your ancestors in the Americas, never went through, even the ones that are sleeping under the bridges, but most people on the continent, most of us on the continent, we are so happy. We imitate you, right? We want to dress like you. We want to, we see that because the image, I mean, not all that. Like you said, the basketball, the Beyoncé's, the Oprah Winfrey's, the Rihanna. And, when we see that, the LeBron, when we see all that, on the continent, young people are imitating. So they get a part of that, even though it's not the reality. So at every point, nothing is less, not all is lost. I mean, I had a communique of Nigerians in Nigeria writing and asking people to give them $1,000 because they want to go and fight for the war in Ukraine. I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know. It's crazy to hear, but you see how young people that are living on their paradise want to get out of the country for every reason, even to go and fight in a war zone, just because they want to cross and enter Ukraine, when people are relocating and running away from their lives. So you see, it's so sick. It's so sick. But now we are there and we're starting on this journey. And we want to thank you so much, Queen Mother. It's a wonderful pleasure. We will keep in touch with you anytime, any day, um, 24/7. We are here with you. We are here for you. And you belong to us. We belong to you. So, one last
thank
word.
you.
What is the one last word you want to share with us?
I was going to say that now that I'm here, I've found something to do here. I've noticed the amount of homeless children on the streets of Ghana. Well, not all of Ghana. I haven't been all around Ghana. And I want to do whatever I can do on whatever level I can do to help them, to brighten their futures in some type of way. I don't have money. I don't have space to take them all in, but I want to do something. And if somebody could help me, give me an idea on what I can do to help brighten these children's futures, I would greatly appreciate it.
Fine. So you are on board already with us, and yes, there's a lot to do. Even when I was growing up as a girl, I went to the streets a lot. I had to talk with them because most of it was I couldn't imagine why children would be on the street. Even me coming from the village, I wasn't on the street. And you see, most of them go and take even their siblings along. And I was like, what kind of mother Africa would allow his children? But the street children is another world. It's a complete different world. And I've been there, I walk with them, I talk to them. When I had time, I really was on the street just to understand why would this be so. But that's another world. That's a typical another world. But of course, we would talk about that. A lot of them are so talented. They paint a lot as well. They dance. They're so creative. They're really another world in its own space that it is. And most of them, I learn a lot from them. You can learn a lot from the street. If you've never done the street, come on, you can't even change the world. And if you can imagine in Africa how much they're being feared and respected, like in Cameroon, where I come from, you have a particular street, even the ministers, before they pass in the street, they're wearing bodyguards and everything, just because of armless street kids. But that's how powerful they are, that you even are scared of them. Okay. So, yes, that's also one of the challenges that we have to take care, but it's always like ask them what they need. That's the first step. You can't take all of them. Some of them don't even want, and they don't really need that money. But what I learned from that school on the street is what is it that they want, and then we just follow their passion and give them the resources. I mean, like even trainings or just talking to them or what they are. Most of them leave the street and they are professionals and managers and even politicians, but they all come from the street. So it's another world.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
But thank you. So don't feel guilty that, oh, I just came from America and I see my children on the street. And yes, of course, we have to reach out to them, but don't be a guilty part of it. It's completely another world than we think. But it's our duty, like mothers, reach out to them and see what we can do
Well,
about it.
as a queen mother, like I mentioned, it's a responsibility and you have to
Yes.
take up a cause. I think that's what,
Mm,
the role of a queen mother is, to take up whatever social issues, that are surrounding you. And I've transplanted myself from one area where I was handling the disabled people in the
mhm.
US. Now I'm here, and I mean, there are a lot of disabled people here as well. And I would like to see what I could do to help them as well, because I know a lot about how to help disabled people. But the
Mm,
children, man, that
yes.
broke my heart. Can I tell
Yes.
you that broke my heart? Babies growing up
I'm,
in the
I'm
street. Oh no.
Yes, yes. That's how every mother would bleed. But like I tell you, when I experience it, you bring them even to their house. If they are out, look, they don't want that system. They're out of the system and they go back to the street no matter how you give to them. Because what
Yes.
I found out,
Okay.
most of it might not be true, but in some other places it's different. I'm not talking about something that is general, but the ones that we really had
Mhm.
worked with them and talked to them, they like to be there because they're breaking the system. They don't like the system, and they're
Oh,
actually communicating something to the world, and so you can
the
hide.
militants.
Yes.
The militants. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
see.
even
I
when
understand.
you bring them in, they go back. They go back. Most of them
Mm,
also are sick. Most of them really also marginalized or thrown out. So it's a combination of everything. Queen Mother, you are on
yeah.
track. So blessings to you, our queen. Blessings so much. You are one of those queen that have kept us for more than 2 hours. In the late times, we were talking about a 1 hour conversation, and we're almost we're 2 hours and 15 minutes into this conversation right now, and but it's because the vibration is coming from another angle, and I think a lot of us that are watching here have been healed. Just the healing and the connection. Getting a queen mother like this bless us with such amazing art and drumming and dancing and and sounding the
I know.
12-12 alarm. Thank you so much, Queen Mother. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, Dr.
you.
Susan Tata. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a party. I've enjoyed these 2 hours with you, and I look forward to doing it again soon.
Yes, we also look forward to having you even on our team, Queen. Okay. So
Yes,
you stay safe out there. You know where to call us. You know where to ring us in case of anything. Anytime. Just text us. I mean, we are available. We are the melanated. We are connected at all times. Okay, our
yes.
queen. So blessings to
Great.
you
Thank
out there.
you.
Yes.
Good night, sound sleep, and till next time.
Till next time. Thank you very much. And to all the family, I want to wish you a good night, and we'll be seeing ourselves again tomorrow. Watch out for the guests that we'll be having tomorrow on the conversation. But Friday, we're going to have the Queen Mother of Panama come up again. And on Saturday, we definitely will be having, I don't know whether we'll be having a guest or something like that, but Friday. Let's just wait and see how the week runs like. 'Cause she's on mission trying to organize the Panama trip, and we'll get back to you as soon. So I wish you all a happy, 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 happy good night. And from Iya and Tumi and Naisha and all of us on the Pan African Daily TV, from the Queens and the young executive teams, from Patrick on the continent, to all of you that are watching, we want to thank you. And we appreciate you. Continue to share, like, subscribe, click your notification, and remember, we are one and indivisible. One Africa for Africans worldwide. So good night to all of us. We see ourselves tomorrow. Bye-bye. You are watching the Pan African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.
After centuries of misguidance caused by slavery, colonization, lack of awareness of our history, and institutional disinformation, a new Africa is on the move, determined and getting organized. Afrika tuko pamoja. Welcome to the United Kingdoms of Great Africa. The United Kingdoms of Great Africa is the credo of the alliance movement of all African intelligences around a common ideal, the unity and development of a strong, conquering and completely dedogmatized Africa through the channel of a strong organization called the Africa We Want Global. You are an African, Afro-descendant, researcher, historian, scientist, or simply an NGO. You want to be part of this great historical march towards the total freedom of an uninhibited Africa? Visit our website www.africawewantglobal.org. Register and discover the range of our platforms for change. AfricaWeWantGlobal.org. Join the kingdom, be part of it. An initiative of Dr. Susan Tata.